What's going on, Pokemon Go trainers? Welcome to episode 298 of the LuredUp podcast, where we take Pokemon Go way more seriously than we do ourselves. Today is Tuesday, January 30th, 2024. We're already done with 1/12 of the year, Adam.
Ken, does that mean that there's only one more episode before episode 300?
There is this one plus one more, and then 300. This is big, monumentous, you could even say.
It's huge.
That's a pretty good milestone, man. I'm really psyched on that, actually. So it's a cool little thing.
How many podcasts can say that they're up to 300? Well, I'm sure a lot, but
you know what? Not a lot, actually. You know, most podcasts don't make it past episode 1. Most podcasts don't make it past episode 10. Remember that stat we saw?
yes.
So it's pretty cool. So thank you, everyone that has been along for the journey, new, old, all that good stuff. Havoc Bandit in the chat. We are streaming this live on twitch.tv/Pokemon Professor Network. If you're checking out the video, you could always hear the audio next week on your podcast services. And if you're listening to the podcast services, you could always check out the video as a VOD on YouTube. So awesome. Welcome, everyone in the chat.
You mean you can have your cake and eat it too?
You totally can. I'm Ken Pescatore. That's Adam Tuttle. Adam, how
Hi,
are
trainers.
you? What's happening? What's going on? What's the good word?
I'm doing well. Well.
Well, that's fantastic. Yeah. I'm excited for you to do well. Edelson, RJ, first-time chatter. What's up from Brazil? What is going on? Maddie G subscribing with Amazon Prime.
Maddie G.
Yeah, we're off to a great start. Thank you to everyone in the chat. We got some spiciness to talk about on today's show, so it's going to be pretty good. But we'll get there. We'll close the show.
Oh, is it about the card game?
It's not.
Not
about the card game. No, it's not.
I was going to get excited there for a second.
But
when you say spicy, all I hear is Twitter.
All I hear, well, yeah,
I mean,
it is
X.
Twitter, but no, man, I just made some ramen. I used some chili crunch. That was spicy. It was crazy. Anyway, we're gonna recap the last week of gameplay. We had Taken Treasures, which we're in now. The Therian Forces of Nature were around. We had Shadow Ho-Oh raid weekend. So plenty to talk about from the gameplay department. We have our February content update rollout on X for via the Pokemon Go official channel. We'll review the whole month and kind of break down what we know so far in terms of events. We're going to have Enamorous coming on Valentine's Day. That's making a lot of people's butts hurt. Expedition
What are you
Access
talking
is
about?
back. What?
Enamorous? I'm excited about that.
Oh,
but again,
me too.
it's on Valentine's Day.
Dude, if it was on any day of the week, people would be upset that it's not on a different day of the week.
You're already out for raid hour or for spotlight hour.
Look,
it comes out, then you get a double whammy. You can be playing spotlight hour and enjoy it.
My girlfriend, I said, hey, just to give you a heads up, Enamorous, this lovey Pokemon, is coming out on Valentine's Day without even me saying anything. She goes, that's an awesome release. So I was like, so it's okay if I raid?
Yeah,
she
but
goes,
like Shiny Love Disc is a thing. You know what I mean? Like this is I like the Valentine's events. I do.
Oh, Xander's in the chat saying, dropping in to say a hello. Got to wake up early to go slave away at work. Love you. You're not the only one, bro.
I got to wake up to do that, but I would no longer consider it. I actually would never consider. Like that's what if you do something you love, you don't actually work a day in your life. Yes,
you know what, man? That's
give 110% every once in a while. I'm just saying. It's true. There is truth behind that. If you enjoy what you do, you're not slaving away. You're enjoying what you do.
Yeah, well,
period.
I'm still fighting the man. But Expedition Access is back. You can spend $5 on it. But you're going to want to buy this one at the web store. We'll talk about why. The Lunar New Year event is coming back next week and brings our first new Pokemon of the month, so that's exciting. Hisuian Decidueye will be here for Raid Day, and you get another opportunity to spend $40 on remote raids in a 3-hour window, so that's always fun. Road to Sinnoh has been announced.
You're like, I've already mathed it out for you. You're good.
Exactly. Spend $40, whatever. The Road to Sinnoh is coming, and it has 2 paid time research options in it. Expedition Access, lots of tickets, lots of things to buy. We'll talk about it. And
more things to buy?
Yes,
what if you're not going? What if you're not going?
Well, then don't buy anything, and you'll be fine. You'll be just fine.
All right. Saving money?
Yes.
All right.
Another very popular route, one that was walked over 1,000 times, has been removed from the game for being unsafe, even though it was totally safe. So we've seen this a lot. We've heard Woodwoes talk about it on X, saying that, very popular, again, 4-digit usage, 1,000, 1,200, 1,300 times these routes have been used. Wake up one morning and they're gone, rejected because it was unsafe or rejected for whatever reason. Totally bizarre. I don't know why this is happening, but
there was a car
happening.
Accident in my way. I could not walk past the car, so I submitted a ticket.
I put a route in today, and I walked. There's this Pokestop at the apartment, so it ended at the apartment. I have it start stop right there. By the time I walked from the front of the Pokestop, where the Pokestop was, submit, by the time I was inside and on the toilet, it was approved. So there is some kind of auto approval going on right now. The past couple routes I've put in have been immediately approved. So this is my 15th route I've put into the game or something like that. So maybe they think I have a good track record. They're auto approving, but it's bizarre.
I think I'm the only one that does my work break time lunch walk or whatever.
Dude, I do that too. I do 3 routes every day on my lunch break. I put them all in so I could get 3, and it works out really well. But it's definitely taking the wind out of the sails of the architects of the game, the people that are creating, the content creators within the game that are building the map, building the routes themselves. It completely takes the wind out of their sails when they're just trying to get a simple route put in their community, and then they're seeing some of the most popular routes in the game being removed for no reason. It's very demoralizing. So we'll talk about that really quick. But the big news of the week, and this was trending on Twitter today, Fleece King making the headlines for probably all the wrong reasons. And we'll talk about that at length.
Listen, like you say, any press is good press.
Yeah, man, I don't know if this is good press, though. I don't know about this one, but we'll talk about it, and we'll get there towards the end of the show, but definitely we'll touch on it throughout the show because I think there's some relevant stuff to review here over time. So let's first start off with the past week. We had Taken Treasures, we had the release of Varoom, we had Shadow Ho-Oh, we had all this good stuff. Giovanni Research. Have you played through? Where are you at with things? Have you hatched any 12Ks?
When Pokemon Go has an event that is so undesirable, and you're like, this is the event created for everyone else, but not me.
Why? Because of the 12Ks?
Because I haven't played. I haven't really grabbed anything. I think I opened the game for Spotlight Hour for like 15 minutes.
This is blasphemy. Is it because you're slaving away at work so much?
I'd say no, I'm not slaving away at work. I actually had the weekend off and the past 2 days, so it's been a recovery.
Oh, okay. Brave Toasty, thanks for the follow. Appreciate you. Yeah, man, I've had a hellish kind of week as well. A lot of dramas in the life. Omega Specs following. Thank you so much. Yeah, we got a lot of people popping off in the chat. Appreciate you so much. But no, this was a pretty comprehensive event. We talked about Raging Battles, how it was like a twofer with Go Battle Week. Now we have the Taken Treasures event tied in with the Team Go Rocket takeover. So there's plenty to do, plenty to talk about here. 12Ks, it's a permanent addition into the 12K pool, which is really good. I still am yet to hatch a Varoom. I've done
I think I have
7 12Ks.
12K.
Yeah, I had 3 female or 3 male Salandit in one batch of 3 eggs. I was like, wow, this is great, and yeah, nothing.
And then that's when you get like 3 hundos in a row. It's just hundo. You're like, I can't evolve any of these. Come on.
But let's get into the event a little bit. So
all right, let's get into it, Ken.
We still have another day on this, 2 days on this. Varoom, Revaroom making their debuts. We have extra Team Go Rocket balloons and stops. Man, this timed research that you could get here put you to work with the
it was like battle, and I'm like,
do 10.
I'm trying.
Yeah, it was.
No, I got hit with like the team leaders, and I'm like, I I just need grunts. I don't need leaders.
Yeah, exactly.
And I know I can click I can turn my radar off. But like I already had it. So
yeah. Well, if you're just trying to get through to the grunts, you can turn the rocket radar off, rocket radar off, but I was just plowing through them, giggity, because I knew I needed to do so many for the timed research, because I kind of peeked ahead on it, that I didn't mind going after Arlo. I want the bag on, you know what I mean? So it was like, I wasn't going to, I'm still waiting for Sierra, but
I don't want
like,
any of these.
I was doing as I was getting them, I was doing them. I didn't care. Shadow Kyogre making its debut, which is pretty
like we
awesome.
never got Delibird.
We didn't
never
get
got Shadow
Delibird,
and
really upset.
I just need people to realize that I have not forgotten.
Dude, I don't have it. What was it, 2021?
Maybe Christmas in July. Shadow Delibird, please.
Was it 2021? Shadow Delibird?
Yeah,
time?
it's
old.
old.
Something like that. Shadow Ho-Oh making its debut. We had a raid weekend. We'll talk about that. Completely new Shadow pool for the grunts and the bosses. This is a lot of fun. Bombardier, Birdie are still in 3 stars here, so I know a lot of people were doing them.
Yeah, shouldn't there have been Turtwig, Chimchar, and Piplup?
In raids?
No, in the Team Rocket grunts.
I got a Turtwig.
I haven't seen any of them.
Yeah, no, I have. There's others. These are like and more kind of thing.
Those are like the rare ones because I haven't seen those.
Scyther, Skarmory, and Galette also in raids, shadow raids. I don't know about all that.
I'm not going out of my way.
Yeah, plenty of field research though. That Scraggy has got a lot of people on the chase, so Scraggy's been a good one. Bruxish we talked about making its return. Sleeper PvP use there, so that was kind of cool.
I used that the other day. I went like 5-0.
Showcases, web store bundles, event bundles. Here we go, another $5 timed research. This is the one that really put you to work with the grunts. I think 30 grunts you had to do for the research or something like that, or 35 maybe. So it was significant, pretty badass Pokeball throw pose as well. But Adam, you said you haven't really played, so is it?
Oh, I saw a Ho-Oh raid. I was at a sports and trading card game show, and I was kind of stationed at my booth, and I didn't want to move. It was like I was on a Pokestop, but
not a gym.
I was busy the whole time, so you know what I mean. It's not much I could have done.
I heard a lot of complaints again about non-remotable shadow raids and how they're a scam and all this and that. A lot of people latching on to all the negatives and stuff about Shadow Ho.
Yeah, you want me to latch onto that?
Go for it.
Because I could see it. I just was doing something specific where I couldn't move, and for me to have to like go there could have cost me more than a remote raid pass.
Right. No, I have been enjoying the event. I like the rocket grunts. I like doing that stuff. It's no problem. I look at it as easy buddy hearts, right? I'm always on the buddy grind. So
I've literally never thought about that.
Yeah,
I've literally never thought
I've
about
been
that.
rotating my buddy like crazy throughout this event simply to get those extra buddy hearts, especially with a Poffin or something like that. It's a real easy way to just get those battle with the buddy hearts in. So I've been doing that a lot. That's been fine. I'm still waiting on Sierra. Like I said, I haven't pushed it because I did like 7 Arlos in a row, which is super annoying. But I've been waiting on Sierra. So no rush there, but I am psyched on Kyogre
she'll find you. Maybe. You don't need to look for her. She'll find you.
Also, all the balloons. But we also had Shadow Ho-Oh Raid Weekend. Now,
how'd you do?
Okay. Initially, when I saw the blog, I was like, awesome. This isn't like a window. We'll have the whole weekend to do it. But, as you know, can only in-person raid on Shadow Raid, so you need to get a group. So, I actually would have preferred if Shadow Ho-Oh was available for 3 hours rather than the whole weekend. And I know that might be
then I could have justified like knowing that people would be there. Like I looked at my phone, when the 2 times that I looked at the raid, it didn't look like anybody was battling it. So
put it this way. We ended up putting a campfire post up. We had a community ambassador meet for Shadow Ho-Oh, which is great. Shout out to Fusion Joe and the Red Bank crew. We had 15, 20 people meet up in Red Bank at our normal community day or raid day location. And because it was going all weekend, we were like, let's meet at 1 o'clock. So we get into Red Bank at 1 o'clock. Red Bank has probably about a dozen visible gyms in the immediate downtown area. 2 Shadow Ho-Ohs. So we had a huge group and no raids.
And you did 2 raids.
I did 2 raids back to back. I ended up rolling out.
I expected nothing less.
Yeah, I ended up rolling out. I did 3 total with that group. I did a couple more, here and there over the weekend. But the group, they stuck around for another hour or so after I left, and I believe they did 2 more. But similar to when Shadow Mewtwo was released, we had a big group, but we even
I remember I was on foot with Cassida Cubone, Chanel. We were in person. We were in the thick of it. Well, and we were walking around, and there was barely anything.
The Therian Landorus also blocking out Shadow Ho-Oh raids. Dude, they should have put a pause on that. Like,
but then people like me would say, "Oh, well, why? You're interrupted the."
Yeah, but you had a week and a raid hour for that. You know what I mean?
Like,
but that was my.
No,
thing.
You're right.
Like,
you're right.
If you're gonna have a raid weekend, right, or tout something as a raid weekend, I think they could have done a better job of having a higher density of raids because it was just. Obviously, they're trying to drive IRL raids with our, we're trying to do that at the local level,
because had it been
too.
Everywhere, I would have been at least driving home and, like, seen one and possibly been able to, like, jump in.
Yeah, but you need a group, though. That's the thing.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, there might have been a group doing one of these Ho-Ohs, and I could have,
Yeah, so it's kind of a give and take. I know that there's...
I think it's a lot of take. Well, it's not really.
It's like the 6 hours and 3 hour community day
rations.
Some people will like more hours or more opportunity to do it. Some people want a shorter window to do it. Is there a right or wrong? I don't know. This is above my pay grade. I'm sure there's smart people at Niantic that know what's up, but I don't know what kind of data they're going to be able to take away.
Or there's just a bunch of cats walking on computers.
Well, put it this way. For
making
Hisuian,
biscuits.
Samurott and Hisuian.
And Trainer's Mad.
Right. Typhlosion, same group, same location. We did 10, 12, 15 raids in the 3 hour window. We had the whole
those
weekend.
were only level 4s. Those weren't that hard.
But we had a whole weekend to do Shadow Ho-Oh, and we did a handful. We only did 3. So
they want it to be rare.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. Chicken Chaser in the chat says, feels like these Shadow Raid weekends need to have a couple raid hours on each of the 2 days. Maybe one in the morning, one in the evening. Oh, that's a good idea. So it's available all weekend, but then from 2 to 3 or 5 to 6.
It's just, it's positioned at every gym. Yeah. Because I like it. Takeover coincides with a rocket takeover.
Yeah. Scipio Blue in the chat says the Red Bank group dispersed after the 9th raid. All right, so they got 9 in, but they were grinding the whole day. I didn't have the whole day to grind, unfortunately. I took my son to the Ferrari dealer. We go to the Ferrari.
How dare you go and spend time with your son? How dare you?
We can't buy a Ferrari, so what we do is we just go to the dealer and sit in them and stuff like that. So that's like all we do. But no, they just brought in like a replica F1 Ferrari car with a simulator, with a real like direct drive steering wheel, wraparound screens, the whole 9 yards. So brought in the Ferrari so he could try that out. It was badass. It was super cool. But at the expense of being able to raid. And I like Chicken Chaser's idea. Have it there the whole weekend and then make a couple concentrated hours where there's a complete takeover of all the gyms. Yeah, I like it. But overall, though, I think this was a good event. I like the release of new Pokemon. I like that it was paired with a Team Go Rocket takeover. It felt like a little bit more of a...
And this event just wasn't for me, though.
No, well, you don't like the grunts, so...
Yeah. Unless there's Delibird. But I don't like the grunts.
I think that your attitude towards it, though, is the right way to do it. Like, oh, I'm not really into this, so I'm not going to sweat playing, right? Like, did you feel FOMO, or were you just over it?
I kind of was over it, honestly.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, I'm
a
not
healthy
gonna,
way to think about it.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm like Turtwig and Piplup and Chimchar. They're not. I'm like not going after them. I'm not. Those aren't my favorite Pokemon. But for anybody that those are your favorite Pokemon, that's awesome. Like, they're in the game now. Like it's one more chase, When Iron Bundle comes, oh buddy, that's a whole nother topic.
Yeah, I'll pull up my phone on the screen for the video viewers. I did get the shiny Ho-Oh in the second raid though, so
well, there you go.
Pretty excited about that. I can't complain. It was good. Brave Toasty subscribed with Prime.
Subscribed?
Thank you so very, very much. Thank you so much. It means
we appreciate it. Thank you so much.
But all right, we're at the end of January. Let's talk February now. We used to get blogs for all this stuff. Yeah, we used to get blogs for all this. Now they get released as Twitter updates with some infographics. So we're going to take a look at the Twitter post, and it starts off with a pretty stacked 5-star raid schedule. Lots of Pokemon. They're doing the regional thing again, but we see the return of Darkrai, Cresselia. Then we have the Lake Guardians. Yep. Origin Giratina, Heatran, Cresselia again, and then Heatran again. So it's an interesting rollout and calendar here. The Pokemon are available for a couple days. So it's not like a week of this Pokemon, a week of this Pokemon. We've got Darkrai.
Now, how do you feel about that, Ken?
I like it because the raids get stale as hell. Because what ends up happening is if a boss is here for 7 days, people are all over it for the first 3 days, and then as it goes to the end of its life cycle, it's harder and harder to fill a lobby. So having a shorter window that the Pokemon are available, people are like, oh shit, I want to do Cresselia. It's here on the 20th and the 21st. Let me get on this. Where versus if it's here from the 20th to the 27th, it's like, I'll get to it. And then you may never get to it, They got to put a little anxiety.
That's how I felt with Ho-Oh. I'm like, I'll get to it if I can, and then I never got to it.
Yeah.
So
Shadow Articuno coming back. I'm sure no one is excited about that because we're just burnt on Shadow Articuno.
Oh, come on. Anybody that's Team Mystic.
Yeah. Also, if you look at this incredible graphic here, 10 a.m. to 10 a.m., love that. So next we have Go Tour Sinnoh Global raids, and they talk about...
on mine it says 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Does it really?
Yeah, you probably just copied it.
No, man, I'm looking at the live tweet. 10 to 6 on Sinnoh Global. Yeah, Dialga Origin Form, Palkia with the Origin Form. They're kind of doing that biome-based thing, the habitat-based thing that they're rotating. And then Mega Latios and Latios coming back at the end of January, the first 2 weeks of February, followed by Mega Absol and Mega Garchomp. I know a lot of people that miss Garchomp will be back up on this. So this is always good, and not for nothing, newer trainers still working on their Dragon Medal, Latios is, this is a good opportunity to get some Dragon catches.
I believe I still need some Latios XL candies.
Yeah.
And then I still need, I think I haven't Mega Evolved Absol yet. I think that's one of them. And then I totally missed Tyranitar because that whole time I stopped playing. So I don't have a Mega Tyranitar, nor do I have enough energy,
dude,
between all the tasks to Mega Evolve.
Let me pull up my Megas here. I'll pull up my phone.
Oh, don't embarrass me.
I'm gonna, man.
Because if I show you my Mega history, it's lackluster.
Hold up, where are the Megas? So I got 102 Pokemon Megas that are already at level 3. And then I'm working 41 different Pokemon right now in my
41
different that I haven't reached.
Okay,
let's Mega
all right,
Evolve
that's fair.
Right now, that I'm still working towards Mega 3 on. So now it's part of the tedious, brutally annoying, repetitive, redundant gameplay that I kind of find this solace in. KJ the Man subscribing. Thank you so much. Yeah, we got a hype train incoming for the first time ever in the history of LuredUp. Appreciate everyone in the chat. It's very exciting, man. It's very exciting stuff. But let's talk about events. We get back to the infographic. We have Chansey Community Day coming this weekend. I'm hyped as hell on that. Lunar New Year, we're going to talk about that. Dragons Unleashed, pretty badass name. Go Battle Day on February 10th. Hisuian Decidueye Raid Day on February 11th, which is also Super Bowl Sunday. They're always doing events on Super Bowl Sunday. All the jocks get upset. Carnival of Love coming on the 13th through the 15th. That'll be over the Valentine's Day window. That'll be Enamorous. And then you have Go Tour in LA the 16th through the 18th. The Road to Sinnoh leading up to Global And then finally, the final weekend, 24th and 25th, Pokemon Go Tour Sinnoh Global. Yo, Fisher J hooking it up, gifting 5 Tier 1 subs. Appreciate you so much. Hype Train Hype is real. Love all y'all. Thank you so much, man. So incredible. Spotlight Hours Dratini with Double Catch XP. Munna, this is a holdout for a lot of people with the shiny. Munna with Double Catch Candy on the 13th. And then Sandshrew on the 27th. And it's Sandshrew and a Lowland Sandshrew. All that good stuff.
I like that.
Yes. So that's pretty good.
It's like a mini community day. Weird.
It's like a little community day, right? And but if you look at the calendar, though, because there's a big IRL event, it looks a little bit busier than it really is because the majority of players won't be in LA. But with the Road to Sinnoh and Global, it's going to be a very exciting and very cool close to the month. And then we have our very confusing raid hour schedule because we have all those Pokemon coming going out of Tier 5 raids. So I'm not even going to review it here. We're just going to focus on Enamorous, which is, it's kind of getting cut off on the screen here, but elite raids only, which means they're going to be limited to what gyms. This is like elite raids.
Wait, this is Enamorous is getting an elite gym?
Elite raids,
what?
Dude.
No.
Elite
raids. No, not this again. I was excited for a second.
Yo, Fisher J, thanks
for a second,
so much.
I was excited.
You guys put in the work and deserve it 100%. Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. But yes, elite raid hours on Valentine's Day, 12 to 1 p.m., 1 to 2 p.m., 5 to 6, and 6 to 7. All right. So listen.
I'm crying on the inside.
Listen. This is the important part.
Yes, but the important part is that they call them elite raids.
Well, yeah, because limited gyms. Limited gyms. They're not going to be at every gym.
I can't wait for them just to spawn and it's like Regidrago.
Something breaks. Oh my God! Remember how bad those were?
We get Hoopa. It's like what?
But the way they're doing it is back-to-back hour-long windows, 12 to 1 and then 1 to 2, meaning to me that that same elite raid gym should reset. Is that what that tells you? So if you go to that gym like you get there at 10 to 1, you can jump in, do the raid at 1, and then at 1 o'clock, it'll roll over and you could do another raid in that same gym. I think that's what this is telling us. But let's talk about the Valentine's Day thing.
I'm very upset about Enamorous.
Is it not because of Valentine's Day?
I am not Enamorous on this anymore. I'm very discouraged. Now I just don't want to do it because you called it an elite raid.
Why?
I literally don't want to do it because you called it an elite raid.
Because you had such a shitty experience with Regidrago?
100%.
Wow. Hey man, I don't blame you for having the bad experience. I remember you had it.
And I understand you've got a great grassroots community. You're good. You got a Foot Clan going. You got some Ninja Turtles coming out of the sewer to help you raid.
The thing to remember here is this is going to be kind of in place of a raid hour, right? So February 14th raid hour is essentially going to be, because it's a Wednesday, will be this elite raid for Enamorous. So do your homework. Get your community talking. Figure out where the elite raids are in your community, first of all, because you're going to want to, Well,
I'll tell you what. It's in the middle of winter right now, and there's snowbanks and piles. And I can tell you we have one that's next to the fairgrounds.
Right.
And that is going to be impossible for parking.
Yeah.
So that gym, X'd out. X'd. Just like Twitter. X. It's... so already one of the gyms. We can't do it.
Oh, no. Well, I mean, look. There's a lot of people upset, not so much over the elite raid thing, but because of the Valentine's Day thing. Now, this definitely fits the narrative, right? It fits incarnate form Enamorous. This is a lovey Pokemon, right? So
it is. It fits. If the shoe fits. If it fits, it sits.
But does it fit? It fits.
But it's an elite raid. Why? Why would you call it that? I have anxiety for them calling it an elite raid. I was all excited. Go watch the beginning of the podcast. I was genuinely excited. And then you tell me it's an elite raid? I don't want any part of this.
All right. Well, that's an interesting take, man. I hear you. And again, it's hard a little bit.
After having no interest in Ho-Oh, I have interest in Enamorous. But I'm just going to have to say, Enamorous, you can kiss this. You know what I'm saying?
But you also know what another thing to consider with elite raids. Can you invite people to an elite raid?
Can you?
No.
Mate. Oh, okay. So make it easier on me, please. Please, I dare you. I dare you.
So, a lot of stuff to talk about here with this February rollout. I don't mind the elite raid thing. I think they should get the special raid thing back on the wagon, right? We know that EX raids are not coming back, or at least haven't been in the zeitgeist for a while. So elite raids were consistently a thing for a couple months when the Reggies were coming out, and
that was for 1 month.
But a lot of people,
they failed,
yeah,
and then they had to recoup, and then they did another, and like that was it. It was like, we tried.
Okay,
we tried.
So now, is this a thing of, will the FOMO be greater because you didn't mind not doing the Team Go Rocket stuff because you weren't into it, but now you wanted to do an Amorous, but now you're not going to.
Well, I wanted to until you said elite raids, and I'm like, let me take a step back.
I know, but that's what
I mean.
Let
me think about it.
So, but
let me look in this direction.
Does the FOMO hurt worse now? Like, do you think you'll even be able to do any of these?
I doubt it. I mean, I'll be home. I might be able to do the lunch one, but that's it. And I don't. And again, I have to find a group and coordinate for that one time slot.
So
not a lot of people can
going
do.
Out, because remember when we did EX raids, you would go out.
It depends
and
on
do
the weather.
But you would
Hold
do
on,
one
let me
raid.
look at the weather. Can I see the weather for?
Dude, this is 2 weeks away. But look.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at my 10-day forecast.
Look. When we did EX raids, when Mewtwo was around, first Regigigas, whatever, Deoxys, we would come out and we would do one raid and then leave. We've gotten into this culture of these raid hours, raid days, raid weekends where it's like, yo, let's knock out 12, 15, 20 raids. You know, some people are going nuts, like driving around town and doing 40, 50, 60 raids in a 3-hour period. We used to do EX raids for one. So now that we have elite raids...
Yeah, but those were like invites. You got them sent to you. You saw it on your phone. You tried
you knew where
that
to go.
Into your schedule.
You knew where to go.
You knew where to go, and that you worked that into your schedule.
That's a
These
good
are
point.
like, if we get an announcement that was like, hey, trainer, Adam, you've got 2 gyms in your local area that are available. It's at this location and at this location at these times.
This would be a good thing to pump on Campfire.
To coordinate a group, link up on Campfire, and then have a button on Campfire, and it's like, it's like all these things that they could do and make it easier on the trainer. They're like, we'll let them figure it out.
You know what would be cool? If
we love for the trainers to have to figure it out.
A Campfire filter to show elite raid eligible gyms. That would be kind of cool when you're looking at the map.
That's too much to ask, Ken.
All right, well, we still got 2 weeks to fight over.
You're like the cat making biscuits in the back. You're not helping anyone. You're just making biscuits for yourself.
You need them, I'll need them.
You need it, I'll need it, but not for you.
We'll have to figure it out. Plan now. Talk
when
to
the
your
dough
community.
rises, no one else rises. It's just the dough.
Talk to your community. Find out where these elite raids will take place. Try to get a group ready. Figure out what times. It's still spread out over 4 hours.
Yeah, just make sure your group is gluten-free, though. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Let's talk February.
Unless you're having lunch after it, and then, okay, you could have a sandwich or something.
Expedition Access. Adam, we've talked about this the past couple months where we've both agreed that this has been a good value, right? Like, this has been...
It has, but I'm getting, like, bombarded with more tickets. It's like all I see in the shop is more tickets. I don't even know anymore. I'm just like, I understand this is a Team Rocket event. I'm not interested. I'm not buying this ticket to not do it because I don't want to put in the time to do it. I made that choice because I'm not buying the timed or paid or whatever it is research.
But
because it could be timed, and I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to not be able to complete it.
But this is
I'm also not going to go out of my way.
This is a full month, whether you're home.
No. What I'm saying is like the tickets for the Team Go Rocket thing that are right now. I understand the monthly thing is fine.
Okay,
that is fine because I get my free incubator. I'm hatching an extra egg every day. I feel like I'm accomplishing just a little bit more than I normally would.
No, I'm with you. $5 for 30 eggs. I'll take it. I think that's a good deal in and of itself. This time around, different from the last 2 months, is if you buy the Expedition Access Pass, $5 through the Pokemon Go web store, you'll also get a set of avatar items inspired by the Legends Arceus Security Corps. So that's a little bit extra just for buying it through the web store. So that's pretty cool. Hisuian Growlithe on the key art. And if we scroll down, we can see extra XP, extra Stardust. The gifts are probably the one of the best value adds of this ticket to me also. Opening 50 gifts a day, huge because I'm constantly recycling through my friends list. Receiving 150 gifts, that's phenomenal. And holding up to 40, I think that should be the standard. I wish it was the standard. But all these benefits for me makes me say, okay, this $5 purchase is okay, it's worth it. Now, when you start combining that with 9 additional monthly tickets or whatever we saw in January on top of the $5,
yeah, it becomes too much. It's too much. It's too much.
So
keep getting I'll just double click and I don't even know what's going on. I'm just like I'm like buying it with Apple Pay, and then all of a sudden I'm like getting all these charges from Apple, and I'm like, what are these charges?
Yeah.
It's just one after another, and I'm like, I didn't spend because it adds it all up and then it like shows you it's like, oh, it was like $11.29 or something. And
yeah,
I'm like,
lumps it together.
I didn't spend that. That's so weird. Somebody's hacking me. And then I'm like, oh, it was because I did 99 cents here, the $2 ticket, and it adds up, man. It adds up.
Coach Kev in the chat. What's up, Coach Kev? Hope you're doing.
I thought he was live on TikTok.
He's probably live on TikTok right now as we speak. Go follow Coach Kev.
He's live on TikTok.
Coach Kev 413 on TikTok. Make sure you go follow him. He's killing it over there.
Subscribe.
But
make sure you do the glizzy.
Enamorous is good. The glizzy. Enamorous is going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how people.
And speaking of Enamorous, I'm enamored to say that I realized that the 14th is a Wednesday. I'll be working that Wednesday, so I won't even be able to do it.
Lunch break, bro. Lunch break.
No.
Oh shit! Because your work gym is not an elite raid gym.
It's not an elite raid gym, and I'm pretty darn sure that there's not one in my visible area. And I can see down by the pier, which any one of those gyms should be, because there's people down there all summer long. And then it's like, then you have the road coming up, and there's one gym at the bottom. Yeah, there's no way. There's no way.
Yeah. But February will continue. And we have more to go over in February. Busy ass month. Dude, Niantic is relentless with the pace. And I even saw that on the content update Twitter. People saying like, hey, man, this is a lot. This is so much. It's crazy. Coach Kev coming through with 10 Tier 1 subs. Yo, what's going on today?
What?
Thank you so much, Kev.
Coach Kev, you did not have to do that.
So much. It's so great. Thank you so very much.
Cheese
Incredible.
And sprinkles, sir.
All right, celebrate Lunar New Year with Pokemon Go's 2024 Lunar New Year event. This is February 5th through February 11th. So this is going to be carrying through post Chansey. So you have, some little bit of time right now. We got Chansey coming up, and then we have Lunar New Year Drampa being released. I love this Pokemon. It will be shiny out of the gate, which is really, really exciting. It's so great. Increased chance for lucky Pokemon in trades, increased chance to become lucky friends, additional candy for skill throws, essentially, nice, great, and excellence, and increased chance for trainers level 31 and up to receive Candy XL. Wild encounters, typical Lunar New Year stuff. Magikarp, Dratini, Shuckle, Fennekin, Skrelp, Noibat, Jangmo-O in there this year, which is kind of neat. Enraged, Dratini, Dino, Goomy, Drudigon, Turtonator, Drampa. 3 stars coming through strong on this event. Adam, did you ever get the Drudigon? The shiny?
No.
Oh my god.
No, I literally just found my phone because I had my other, I don't know, my Android phone. I just found it the other day. I was like, I swear I brought it home. I'm like, I have no idea what I did with it, but there's definitely like footage. Like I tried to like stream myself, and I haven't been able to do a video because I have no idea where all my footage is. Found it, and it's like that. I literally think I did 2 or 3 in a row of just Drudigon. I was like, there's a Drudigon over here. I'm going to do it. There's a Drudigon over there. I'm going to do it. There's a Drudigon over there. And I got nothing. Ken.
A lot of field research to do here. Dratini, Trapinch, Swablu, Darumaka, Drudigon in field research. How about that, Adam?
No way.
Drudigon in field research. Turtonator in field research. Drampa in field research. Field research is awesome this time.
So
around.
I'm going to be doing all those 3 stars. That is where my money will go, is the 3-star raids, because Drampa, Turtonator, Drudigon, I need them all.
You might want to save $2 of that, because there will be timed research, paid timed research. Again, we talked about over the past couple weeks, people saying, hey, any timed research should not be paid. I think differently. I like the paid timed research model. I like that format. But $2, Stardust XP, 2 lucky eggs, an encounter with a event-themed Pokemon, probably Drampa. Another $2 event. So
it'll probably be like a Dratini.
So let's look at it like this.
They'll give us a Gabite.
Look, Expedition Access, right? Starts February 1st, $5. Chansey Community Day, another $1.
$1.
On the 5th, $2. So now we're up to $8 of event
Might as well just give us a Galarian Mr. Mime while they're at it.
But here's a counterpoint. Well, you know what? Let me get through the event.
Did you get that? That was a joke. Did you get it?
Yes, thank you.
Because it seems like he just like kind of danced over your head.
Sorry. Global challenge for Dragons Unleashed. They're keeping it stealthy here. They're not letting us know what it will be. But you have to throw 1 quadrillion nice throws to unlock the bonuses, and they have different Pokemon.
A quadrillion?
It's a bazillion throws.
Bazillion?
Global challenge rewards, wild encounters, a bunch of stuff will be unlocked. You know we'll hit this number. People always say, look, this is all bullshit anyway. We're hit it every time. Something like this will hit because we always crush catches and things like that. But a bunch of mystery Pokemon in rewards, in global challenge. This is cool. Global challenge rewards with featured attacks. So this is really cool. I like it. But I want to talk about the $2 thing here. Because we've talked about spending money on these tickets.
We've talked about a lot of Pokemon Go.
But it's
on this podcast today.
It's in addition to buying coins, right? So we're talking about buying all these tickets, but what about the normal spending, the normal consumable spending of buying coins to buy raid passes, to buy lucky eggs, whatever? So what ends up happening for me, if I buy like a raid pass, like a raid event ticket or something like that, I'm getting the extra raid passes in that raid event $5 ticket that I would normally drop at $20 on coins just to buy the raid passes. So not only am I spending less in my normal consumable budget, meaning I don't have to drop $20 a week on coins because I'm spending $2, $5 here or there, and these $2 and $5 tickets come with the consumables that I would normally be buying a la carte or in boxes with coins. So are people spending less on their consumables? Are they buying less Pokecoins and then buying more tickets? Or are they buying the same amount of Pokecoins plus the tickets? So what I'm seeing is I'm about at a net even. When I buy all the tickets and I add up all my coin purchases, I'm pretty much at a net even of where I was spending before they started throwing all these tickets in our face. So that's why I think it's cool to kind of balance, and I implore everyone to take a look at their spending habits in the game, because you say, oh, this sucks, we're getting beat over the head with all these tickets, But the tickets are coming with so much shit that you don't have to buy it a la carte. And then that will ultimately save you because you don't have to buy coins for it. So I'm kind of net zero here. I'm not really spending more than I was. Now, obviously, if you're a hardcore player and you're buying raid pass after raid pass or incubator after incubator, that's different. But for me, that was a normal $20 a week spender, week in and week out since launch. I don't find myself buying those $20 worth of coins every week because I'm getting to the end of the week and I have a surplus. And that's never happened. I usually spend that shit immediately. Like, give me, used to be buy 2,500 coins. I would buy 1480 box. Remember the 1480 boxes? I would buy that 1480 box. I would buy a thing of lucky eggs and I'd buy some incense and be done. I'd have 200 extra or something like that. Now it's like I'm buying remote raid pass bundles 3 at a time. So I'm not spending the 25 or 2,700 from the web store or whatever. I'm not spending that all at once. I'm spreading it out, and I think it's better like that. I don't know. So I know it's
like on your toast,
opinion. Like on my toast. You know what? We don't necessarily. We're already 45 minutes in. I think we can wait till next week.
Take a break.
To talk. Well, yeah, we're gonna do that, but we'll wait till next week to talk about the road to Sinnoh because we have some time on that. And we have Hisui and Decidueye, which we can talk about again next week because we'll have time before that comes out. The big deal just being people are like, hey, it's Super Bowl Sunday. It's like, dude, not everyone watches the Super Bowl.
Just spend the money and just remote raid while watching the game.
Spend $40 and ask me to send you invites.
Yeah, spend $40 on all the remote raid passes while spending more money to bet on who's going to win.
Scipio in the chat says the incubators will help with all the babies in the Sinnoh region. You're absolutely true. That's absolutely true. That's a good call. Yeah, the bebes. So good call.
Not the flay bebes.
Yeah, definitely good call on that. All right, so why don't we do this? We'll take a break. We'll come back. I want to talk about the routes. I want to talk about this route thing because it's a total bummer. The roots, the niche. We'll talk about that, and then we'll talk about Fleece King. This is bizarre stuff going down on Twitter today. I mean, you can't make it up, man. It was a good one. It was a doozy. And, got Fleece King trending on Twitter. Pogo, the word Pogo, P-O-G-O, was trending on Twitter. The word fleece on its own was trending on Twitter. People were talking about this today. So a lot of people talking about it. What we're going to do is we'll take a quick break. Audio listeners, we'll be back right after this. And video viewers, you're still here. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Yo, thank you so much, chat. Appreciate all of you. For sticking around. This has been a great stream so far, and really, really appreciate everything. Yo, Woodas, thank you so much for
stream chat.
First time chat, 100 biddies. Thank you so much.
Stream chat exclusive. I have a camo Band-Aid on because I made some lentil vegetable soup yesterday while on our Monday night Zoom Patreon call.
You cut yourself
up. And like every time I open up a can, the lid comes up, I usually twist it and then like push it back down. And then I seal it so it can't come up and cut me when I'm taking out the trash. That's just something I learned in school. It was like the first thing one of my teachers taught me. It was like, I have this huge scar in my back from, a giant restaurant kitchen size can, trash bag getting thrown over her shoulder and just so scarred me for life. So here I am, doing all the things I'm supposed to do, and I push it down, and it like was still hung on just a little bit, and it just nicked me, but it like cut my finger pretty open.
Hamtaro in the chat saying, "Did you see the post Fleece King made on his Discord after the apology?" No, I didn't. I'm not in his Discord.
I'm not in his Discord.
Fisher J says, hey, any plans for episode 300? Yes, we are going to be recording it on a Monday night during our community Zoom call, and we're going to invite the Peanut Gallery into the show and have everyone who's in the Zoom call. We're going to be recording.
But it's only for the Patreons. So if you're not a Patreon,
patron Zoom call.
We're going to get to the plug afterwards, so stay tuned on how to get in. It's as little as $1.
But we're going to be recording a segment on the Zoom call, so we'll have a little community roundup for episode 300, which should be really, really
It'll be cool. A lot of fun.
Hamtaro says, FYI, I just sent it on Discord. All right, let me peep it.
Uh-oh. And Ken, like, screenshots everything, so he's got the receipts, you know?
Fleece King. I do have receipts.
I think Justin's in the chat. Look at these baby growlies. Look at this. We got the non-hollow.
Fleece King calling himself out, making a joke saying, I'm turning into an asshole, aren't I? Like, responding the way he did. Yeah. Let me see your true colors. Oh, it's time for a break. Okay, Fleece King announcing we had called this. Oh, man, this is great. I can't even talk about this. All right,
look at these. Look at these little things.
What are those little things?
Look at them. I don't know. They're McDonald's toys.
All right, you ready to get back into this?
I've been ready this whole time.
All right. Gross.
All right, Enamorous, Elite Raids, don't do them. And we are back
from our break. Thank you so much for that. We appreciate it.
No. Thank you, Ken.
No, thank you, Adam. Appreciate it.
No.
Did you hydrate so you don't dehydrate?
I hydrated. I did. I drank the last of my water bottle.
All right,
and then
good.
I crinkled it up and threw it in the recycle bin.
Little housekeeping to get through before the ass of the show. This podcast is powered by Patreon, and you can check ours out over at patreon.com/Pokemon Professor, where you can support this show for as little as $1 a month. And that $1 will get you access to our patron-exclusive Discord, which is a fantastic place filled with fantastic people. And all patrons are eligible to participate in our monthly Pokemon Go and TCG Live prize tournaments. Registration is in the Discord. We hope to see you there. This month we are doing our second Gym Leader Challenge. I was defeated last month by First Olympian. He's created his Georgia-based meta, and all the details are listed in there.
You can only have peaches.
His gym badge will be an enamel peach pin, which is really cool. It's the Southern Charm Cup. So the details are in there. Winner, and I'll pull it up on screen right now, will not only get a enamel gym badge peach pin, but they will also get this really awesome LuredUp Dead Battery Squad hoodie. Our new merch drop that we have, Dead Battery Squad. It says, does anyone have a battery pack I can use? We've all been there, some more than others, where LuredUp Podcast, longest running joke that has become a badge of honor. Shout out to everyone whose phone right now is in the red, because that's pretty much...
Mine is even lower than that. Mine is at 13%. Okay, yes. So not low.
That's Dead Battery Squad. Under 20%, you're in the red, dude. That's Dead Battery Squad. But yeah, definitely check that out. But appreciate all of our patrons. Huge thanks to our gym leaders, Absolutely Ryan, Ben, DJ Wonderbread, Hall the Counselor, GK, Sue, Jamal, Joseph, Kimberly, Mythical Hitch, Noggin Dude, Beardbo Baggins, and Big Zon Minus. We had some new names in here this week. Great. Special thanks to our executive producer, Paul Bott, as well as the other executive producers on the network, Tish Smith and Kate the Cons. And make sure you check out PokemonProfessor.com for everywhere you can connect with us, get some merch, leave us reviews, download all the shows, check out all the other shows on the network, all that good stuff. All right, Adam, real quick, before we get into the Fleece King thing, let's talk about routes, because this was a bit of a bummer. And I'm going to pull it up on screen right now for the video viewers. And it says a 1,000 plus used route deleted just because. This is coming from the Silk Road Reddit.
Just because why? Why was it taken down?
We don't know. It says I returned to work last week to see a route.
These are hard-hitting questions.
He created it when the feature was first implemented and had been deleted because it was inaccessible. The route is in London and takes you from Liverpool Street Station, so from the train station, via public streets with pedestrian access down and across London Bridge. This is like the perfect route to like travel and visit stuff. Where it ends, a common commute for most Londoners and even tourists, now gone because somehow it's been deemed inaccessible and I can't appeal it in any way.
Oh, it's probably because public transportation, people are just using it because it's slower and...
Dude,
get a free route. It's really
this is not the first time this has happened, and it seems to be happening a lot in Australia and a lot in Europe. I haven't heard too many.
Well, we can chalk it up to it's Lachlan's fault for the Australian ones. he's saying that's not a right one.
It passes the fire hydrant. Remove it. No, but it's it's a total bummer. KG the man saying, I had that happen in Portland Airport. It was walkable through the terminal, waiting for flights, and gone. So this, I don't know what's going on. Like I said, and I'll pull it up on screen here.
Man, that one sounds like it has some jet lag with it.
Well, it's a real bummer because, like, I had, and I'm pulling it up now. Hold on a second. I just created one today, and if I pull up my
you
list,
said you were on your toilet while you were creating it.
Not when I was creating it, but when I noticed that it was actually done. So if I pull up here, I have one that's from September 11th, 2023 that's still pending under review. Yet all these others are in the game already. I got 16 of them here. But you can see published 1/30/2024. That's today. Broadway.
Mine, I think
leg.
I have two on there.
And
that I've created.
I don't. Here it is. It auto approved. Literally within seconds, the thing was approved and in the game. I'm gonna go for a walk after I leave here and after done recording and do this for the first time. But can they be republished? Not the same one. You have to resubmit. So it's similar to the Wayfarer process of like, hey, something didn't go through. I worry that this could potentially cause bottlenecks because then you have 1,000 people that are used to taking this route. It disappears. And then what are those 1,000 people going to do? Oh, let me resubmit it. Now you have 1,000 people resubmitting the same route that they've already walked. It's just going to cause bottlenecks. It's not good. We don't know why it's happening. Is this like an automated thing? Is it AI? Is it people mass reporting? Like we don't know why this is happening. Well, but what's their process for approval? Because my shit got approved immediately. Like, what if I I don't know.
Well, haters are gonna say you've got your hand in the mixing pot. You know what I'm saying?
I do. I called John Hankey. I was like, yo, approve this shit. I'm about to hit send, John. Ready to hit approve.
Meanwhile, I'm over here. I'm like, John, can you make sure Enamorous is considered a elite raid?
Can you please put Shadow Deli Bread?
Can you please make sure we need it? We need to dress appropriately and look at our best.
All right,
Enamorous.
So let's talk about the big news of the day, and I appreciate everyone in the chat who's been very patient, hanging out for this discussion. And I'm going to pull up. I kind of copy and pasted the receipt here into a Google Doc, and it was
just be clear. I only saw like the first post, and I did not watch the apology video or anything. So I'm gonna learn about it with y'all.
So yesterday, the 29th, Fleece King puts up a tweet. Says all this paid research is getting out of hand now, paying for bonuses that should just be free. It's very obvious you're trying to make up for the loss of revenue with the nerfing remote raids with an influx of paid tickets
Still with
all
the
time.
remote raids? I didn't even see this one.
It's quite ridiculous. This is the original. So we saw Mystic 7 say the same thing. We see a lot of people that are still completely ass hurt.
I like the response. Yeah, you're still gonna play, my guy.
So that's
Cry us a river.
All right.
Cry me a river.
Pokey Daddy 0514 says, "Yet you're still gonna play, my guy. Cry us a river."
Let's go.
And then this is where things get completely unhinged. Fleece King's response: "Of course I will be. While you're slaving away at work, I'm living my best life, getting paid to play and literally talk. I'll cry you a river and give you a nut to suck too. Have a great day."
Okay.
Bro,
all right.
What the hell? This is wild. This is wild. Now,
yeah, that okay. Now after because I only saw the "of course I will be" type thing. Like I thought that was the first.
No,
I didn't know it was that deep.
No, he went for it. Now,
man, that's like, whoa. I got real heated with that response, so I'm gonna give you a heated response, and that's not.
So the original post, the original like, hey, you're doing this because of your loss of revenue. Like it's such a tired reach. Like just fucking stop already. Like it's so played out. Like
stop, or I'll say stop again.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So, but it is what it is. He's and again, I don't care. If you want to be an asshole. If you want to be an asshole, go ahead. But
Oh,
what I ask is own your assholeness. Own it. Like,
just own it. Like it's there,
dude.
Own it.
When I'm an asshole on Twitter, I'll own it, and I'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna be an asshole.
He's
now.
like the accountable ant, you know.
Exactly. And then, but what we see here was completely uncalled for because it wasn't even like that bad a response. Like, dude, you're still gonna play my guy Cryos River. Like, yeah, you're still gonna play. This is what we've seen all the time.
See,
like,
unlike me, I'm not gonna play the ho-oh thing because I don't want it. I don't have to. It's not my life. I mean, this is like, we're content creators, but like we both have full-time jobs. We both are full-time parents. We both do everything we can to get like content out on a weekly basis, you know?
So
it's a struggle.
So this is where and why it gets sketchy. Because TRD in the chat, yo, what up? He says hi. But this is where it gets interesting. Because we've talked at length about our ability, because we're part-time creators, to make content because we want to, not because we have to, right? So our takes and our perspectives on Niantic's decisions or the ability to create content on stuff will always be different than a full-time creator, right? That's fair?
That's fair to say.
Okay.
That's fair to say.
However, is it ever fair to respond to someone like this? No, in my opinion. I don't... Look,
no, because it literally goes back to the golden rule: treat others how you want to be treated. And yeah, they said that, okay?
Yeah, but I don't necessarily subscribe to that nice guy shit though.
Yeah, I understand, and you would have just done like a meme and been like,
correct.
Listen, it was a joke, like
correct, correct.
But like that's just too intense. That's too intense.
No. It definitely went over the limit.
Yeah.
So that's how this started. And seemingly harmless original post. And again, just because if I don't agree with you doesn't mean I don't think you should say it. Like, please say everything. But the fact that he responded like this was just in bad taste and it was not classy at all. Okay, so that is what it is. So then he puts up an apology tweet, which then gets takes down. He pretty much just spinning it again, making it about him, and it was just messy, so he took it down. Then he puts up a video, and I'm not going to play the whole video, it's like 10 minutes long. But he puts up an apology video, and unfortunately, in my opinion, doesn't do himself any favors in the apology video because he contradicts himself. He goes, hey, I'm not going to be one of these guys that takes down the tweets and, doesn't own up to it. I'm going to, take it on the chin. He said it like 27 times. I kept pausing. I was like, this is great. He keeps taking it on the chin. But he kept over and over contradicting himself. I'm not going to take down the tweets. I'm going to own up to it. He took down the tweets. I'm not going to tell you to do this. He's telling you to do it. Like, he didn't do himself any favors. And then now I see that he's kind of poking fun at it within his Discord, saying like, hey, I'm an asshole now, aren't I? Like, so you have a couple different segments of reaction here on Twitter, and then we'll talk about where we feel we are. But you have Fleece fans who are like, this is okay, he fucked up, and it is what it is, or go get him, Tiger, kind of thing. Then you have the Fleece fans that are like, dude, I've subscribed to your channel for a year, and you're gonna mock me because I got to go to work tomorrow? Like, I'm the one fucking putting money in your pocket. Like, how dare you, kind of thing. So you have that.
Yeah, that is true.
He's taking a shot at the people.
Like anything that we do here,
lifestyle.
It like honestly, it goes back to the community because it's like, I mean, you got enamel pins. You got you're buying a sweatshirt. Like we do our
look at all these pins.
PvP tournaments. We do TCG live tournaments.
But what the thing is, he comes back with the apology, and of course you have to do the apology. So I'm not knocking the dude for making the apology. You got it. You have to say something. Would have been way worse to not say anything. But in the apology, he doesn't do himself any favors. So you have his fans that are going to back him up. Great. He's developed and earned a loyal community. It's great. Let him go. Yeah, remember, Australia's a day ahead of us, of course. Yeah. The tweets were yesterday, the 29th, from our time zone. But I appreciate that he has loyal fans that are going to back him up. I want fans that when I fuck up will back me up. You know what I mean? Like, and if I had that, it would be because I worked for that. So he's clearly worked hard to have fans that will stand by him. Good for him on that. I'll give him that. But then you have the people that he's essentially boasting to, being very pompous in a very pompous way, saying like, "Haha, I am holier than thou," and lift me up as I, walk over you peasants. And then you have a lot of people that are like, I told you so. Or a lot of people that are like, I kind of had this vibe, so this isn't surprising me at all. It struck a nerve with a lot of people. It got a lot of people talking, mainly because, one, he's the biggest streamer, I'd imagine. I mean, I'm not sure his overall audience, but like in terms of his like social following and all that, he's the top dog. So he has a good reach. And now he does this, and I'm going to pull up our good friend JRE Seawolf, his response.
Oh, no.
He says, all I have to say about today's drama is this. Was it wrong to say? Absolutely. Have we said awful things in our lives? Also absolutely. This is the best fucking thing ever. He goes, a lesson from my own childhood. Let he who is without sin cast the first stone. Be kind to each other. We can always choose to be kind. Like, bro, what the fuck? What are you talking about? Cast the first stone. Who are you? What is happening here? And then Fleece King comes back. Thank you. JRE says, we can always choose to be kind. Something I repeat often to my kids and to myself. I'm definitely far from perfect and have said many things in my life. Desperately wish I could take back. All we can do is keep trying. Hang in. Fucking JRE Seawolf. You know he's shitting on Niantic every single post. If Niantic posted right now, he's going to shit on it. So he's not heeding his own advice. But you have a lot of people supporting him. You have a lot of people that are like, unfollow, unfollow, unfollow. And that brings up the next thing I wanted to talk about, which is canceling people. Because I'm a big... I do not like cancel culture in any way, shape, or form whatsoever. And I think that if people fuck up, they deserve the repercussions. They deserve what comes to them. But just outright saying, no, you can't do business anymore, it defeats my understanding of the capitalistic nature. It defeats my purpose of the American dream. You can't tell me that I can't be in business. What you could do is not partake in my business, but don't tell me I can't be in business. So that's how I feel about that. So I'm going to pull up another tweet here. And this one is from MX Kestrel. Kestrel is the Pokemon Go community manager. And they say, cancel culture equals X. Consequence culture equals check. Let folks take consequences and give them the opportunity to learn and grow. Everyone deserves that chance for change. All right. So,
I love that.
I love it too. I love it too. I think that this is a good attitude to have. One, because obviously the dude has busted his ass for a long time and built a strong following. He's deserving of the following because he's worked hard. Oh no, someone said KJ just said that he just dropped another tweet. Oh shit. Hold on. We're gonna do this in real time.
We're in the middle. Probably sees the podcast.
Yeah. Oh no.
That we're talking about.
No.
Those LuredUp guys.
Dude, remember the last time I said something about him? He talked to me about me on the entire stream for an hour. Okay, let's look at his. Oh, he wrote a novel. Oh, jeez. All right, let's pull it up. It says, a general reminder, everyone makes mistakes. Everyone made a stupid comment at some point. Everyone has been insensitive and rude at some point. Everyone has treated others poorly at some point. Everyone has said or made a decision that harmed someone at some point. No one is perfect. And he has a lot of text here. I won't read the whole thing. He says, I'm worried I'm canceled for good by the Pokemon Go community. Bro, you're not. Because everyone's going to fucking forget about this next week. You know that. He says, there are consequences of the things you say, regardless if you're not sorry. I'm worried about cancel. I hope you're saying bad things. Do I think Fleece King should be canceled over this? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Listen to this podcast. We're almost 300 podcasts strong, and the amount of things that have come out of our mouths.
It's
as far as like opinions and hot takes.
Yeah, yeah. So
I would say we've said some stuff.
No, I remember someone had there was a writer for Game Informer that tried canceling me after the Philly Safari Zone because I said that outside our Airbnb people were doing some hood rat shit, and they were like, "How dare you objectify Philly? It's a beautiful place." And I'm like, there was fucking dead rats and shit in front of our Airbnb. Don't tell me.
Well, that was a decapitated squirrel. Okay, let's be honest.
Frank, wasn't his name Frank?
I don't. He was crawling up the telephone pole the first day. The second day we opened the door, his head's cut off. He's laying on the ground.
Someone neatly decapitated the squirrel in front of our door.
It was a clean cut. It was
so
a
good.
clean cut. There was no
good.
guts, no blood. It was like they did it and then placed it there.
Okay, but all right. So should he get canceled? No. Should he get called out? Absolutely. And that's where we're at right now. And then this is something that I want to talk about because I've been on the other side of this as well. And I'm going to pull up another tweet. It says, this is from Fleece King. It says, getting Twitter DMs from people saying that if they see me in LA, they're going to kick my head in, that I should kill myself too. I understand I deserve to be accountable and upset a lot of people, but these messages are way too far. Scary stuff. Hard stop. Yeah, if you're doing any of this shit, just stop. This is ridiculous. This is taking it.
Yeah, that's a keyboard warrior.
Yeah,
right there.
Taking it way too far.
Get out of your mom's basement and.
But here's the thing.
Grow up.
Here's the other thing. I've also seen him respond to posts saying, "Hey, I'll be in LA. If you're going, come say hi to me." And I'm like, this dude's calling people out. I go, I can't believe this. This is
maybe you should just go to LA just to
I ain't going, dude. No, but.
No. I think we're gonna need you.
But look.
We got enough subscribers
he
now.
Has
we're gonna need you to go.
He has tweets saying "Yeah, you're going to LA, come see me," with this machismo thing. And now he's getting threats. Hey, if I see you in LA, watch your back. And it's bro, you just fucking made that bed. You're gonna have to sleep in that a little bit. You were literally calling people out, and now you're getting upset and trying to pull almost the pity card, oh my God, woe is me, I'm getting harassed and getting threatened. Obviously, some of the over-the-top shit is on another level. Obviously, we're never gonna get behind any of that. But if someone says, yo, I'm gonna come see you in LA, after you were already saying, hey, if you're going to A, come see me, that seems like you getting exactly what you were asking for. It's a mess. This is Pokemon Go, and this is where it's just so far away from what Pokemon is all about, the spirit of the game, the spirit of the community, the spirit of trainers. All this stuff is an absolute mess. Chicken Chaser says, okay, there's a difference between come say hi and if I see you, you're done. I agree 100% in verbiage, but ultimately what he's saying was come say hi to me, meaning, find me. And now people are coming out. So obviously all this violence and all this shit, stop. This is not part of the equation, and we won't go in any further on any of this because it's all unnecessary bullshit. So we're not talking about that. But from an accountability perspective, this is what I recommend you do if you're on the fence of what to do with Fleece King. Are you a fan? Yes or no? Are you?
If you're not, or if he made you upset, just unsubscribe and stop following him. That's all you have to do, because then he's no longer in your eyesight. Out of sight, out of mind.
Right. You have the ability,
if you don't like something that we say here, you could just unfollow our podcast. You can unsubscribe. The choice is always yours. I mean, I'm sure you scroll and you happen to just see, or if you let it go long enough, we might come through in the algorithm. But other than that, there's so much content out there. If you don't like somebody, just unfollow them.
That's where I'm at.
You don't have to watch their stuff.
That's where I'm at with this, because you can try to bring up a crusade of why he should be canceled or why no one else should follow him, and it's just so unnecessary. There's so much content out there. There's all this stuff to view and watch. You don't need to do this. You don't need to go that far. Just fucking unfollow. Just unsubscribe and call it a day, and you're done with it and move on with your life. But thinking about how damaging this is to a brand's reputation, right? To his brand, to what he's developed. It's pretty wild that he said this. And I think that I think it's going to be an interesting road to see where he goes from here, because I don't think for anyone who does this full time like he does to just be able to say, hey, I'm going to walk away, right? I'm going to walk away from my job. Like, who has that luxury? No one. You know what I mean? So do I watch Fleece King's content right now? No. Will I watch his content now? I might, because I want to hear what he's got to say. But I don't know. I can't say this enough. I don't think he should be canceled. But the repercussions from this should be the unfollow button. If you don't, if this
100%, because that directly impacts the amount that they get from posting videos. The more views, the better their analytics and all that jazz go. So just unfollow.
The last time when Pokéak was on Wayspotters, right?
Mute them, block them, whatever you need to do. Whatever you need to do to get them out of your sight.
When Pokéak was on Wayspotters and was talking about the Vegas incident with Fleece King, and then that turned into like people saying that I had Pokéak on and did this or that or whatever it may have been. And then we worked it out, and I talked to him when I saw him in Washington at Niantic headquarters, and worked it out, and it was fine. But when I was getting texts one night, and he was like, all the texts were saying like, dude, I'm in Fleece's stream right now. He's talking about LuredUp. You should listen because he's, not saying the nicest thing. So I jump in, and I'm like, yo, what's up? I gifted 5 subs, and I left. And that's how I made my mark on the scenario. If I was a follower of his now, if I was a paying subscriber and I read that tweet that he put up, that response, I wouldn't think that it was a joke. I would really think like, dude, this guy's being real fucking pompous, and I'm insulted that I don't want to give this guy my money anymore if he's going to act like this. Yep. So I think pulling a subscription or unfollowing or anything like that is the best way to approach this. And this is not just for Fleece King. This could be for anyone.
Anyone.
There's been plenty of times where I've liked a musician or a band or something, and then someone in the band does some stupid shit. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not going to listen to this band anymore because I don't want to support them. Am I going to tell them, hey, don't go on tour? No, but I'm not going to follow you. I'm not going to buy your tickets. Like,
exactly.
It's a free market. It's a free market.
Yep.
That's why I don't believe in cancel culture. Let the market dictate my viability of a business. If the market isn't sustainable because my content or my business is not viable to the market, then the market will tell me I should wrap it up. Not someone saying, I don't like what you said, wrap it up. And again, we're talking about a bullshit tweet here. We're not talking about like straight up like hate speech or violence or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean? So
exactly.
It's a little there is some gray areas when it comes to, that kind of stuff. But I'm definitely interested to see how the community reacts to this over the week. To see what he ends up saying if he goes into any more details on it. I just do think that it's important to remember that no matter how much or what the most fucked up thing anyone can say or do, what anyone acts like a total asshole online, there's never going to be an excuse ever to threat violence or anything like that. So if you're on that tip, just fucking get off it, because it's just dumb. It's stupid.
Yep.
And Fleece, man, I don't know if I could speak to you directly. Like, dude, I don't know what you're thinking, man, but it's gonna be a long recovery on this. I don't know how how you do it. Now, we've talked plenty about how the Pokemon Go community at large, it's a very small percentage that are on Twitter. However, Fleece's community, I'd imagine there's a pretty big Twitter penetration, giggity, of his fan base. So I'd imagine a lot of his followers saw that. So it's not like, oh, I could just go back to the pool, and find more people out in the wild, because a lot of people probably saw that. And when you see something trending on Twitter, on the homepage of Twitter, it's getting a lot of action. So
yeah, for sure.
Let us know what you think. Let us know. And again, this is just happening over the last 24, 48 hours, again, with time zones and all that. So let us know what you think. Email us, LuredUp@PokemonProfessor.com. You can text us, 732-835-8639. You can call, leave a voicemail as well. Shoot us a message on any of the social. I'm very interested to see where this goes. It was a total fucking flub, like absolutely horrible decision-making, professional decision-making. And it is hard sometimes to remember that even though he's tweeting from a Fleece King account, that's not Daniel Amos's account. That's Fleece King's brand account. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's when he tweets from there, he has to remember he's tweeting as a brand. So don't say something that you wouldn't want your brand to say. And I'd imagine
that's why I stay logged out of the, because
we're a two-person operation here with LuredUp, though. And I still, I know that I say shit that you wouldn't say on Twitter, but he's on his own. So it's like, it's not like, hey, something goes out without a name tag on Twitter. It's like, was that Adam? Was that Jamal? Was that Chris? Was that Justin? No, it's going to come from me. I'll write Ken on it or whatever. But if something comes out of the Fleece King account, it's him, Yeah, so,
for sure.
I don't know what he was thinking. I just think this is going to be a very interesting thing, because he even said it in this last tweet, that he feels he's worried about being canceled for good. I don't think that will happen.
No, I don't either.
But now thinking back to JR Honda of Go Stadium and that madness that went down, he's gone. He hasn't been back in. Go Stadium put up tweets for the first time, like last week, I think, like started to put activity back on that account. I don't know what's going to happen here. Even when Niantic pisses off the community, a week later they forget. So what do you think? Do you think that the community is going to forget about this in a week?
Yeah.
I think so,
because
too.
like didn't something already happen like last month or something like that?
Remember the Poke AK thing when Waste Spotters had him on? That was a couple months ago. So,
yeah. It's like, come on, just think before you hit the send. Let it sit in drafts for a second.
It's
like, honestly, after you write the tweet, just back out, let it sit in drafts, and then just kind of like
let it
take
muster
a deep
a little
breath,
bit.
Count to 10, and then look at it again, and then say, "Okay, I probably shouldn't say.
Shouldn't have said that." No, it's definitely it was definitely a knee-jerk reaction. You know what I mean? Like not thought out and all that. But it'll be interesting to see how the community reacts. Let us know. Email us, LuredUp@PokemonProfessor.com. But Adam, that is a show.
That is
a show.
KJ
had a good point. Twitter gives you the 60-second undo if you have the blue check. He could have deleted it. he could have retracted it.
That is true.
But Pepperidge Farms remembers the receipts are everywhere. Everybody's posting the screenshots. Watch the apology video. I don't know how I feel about it.
Or don't. If you want to step away from it, just don't, because that's another view. That's attention.
Yeah.
So if you just want to step away, just unfollow, mute, block, whatever you need to do.
But that being said, Adam, that's a show. Appreciate everyone in the chat. Thank you to everyone who has made it through the whole show. We really do appreciate you. Thank you to Fisher J and everyone, KJ, and everyone who, Coach Kev, gifting subs and all that good stuff. We really appreciate it. This was a very strong stream for us, and we really, really appreciate it. We don't take it for granted. Adam and I are like we're saying, we're part-timers here, and so being able to kind of get all this stuff together and have some great reaction from the community means a ton to us.
Yes, 100%.
Yep. But thank you to everyone. But like I said before, check out PokemonProfessor.com for everywhere that you can connect with us, leave us reviews, merch, all that kind of great stuff. But Adam, is that a show? I believe that's a show.
That's a show. Thank
you so much. Keep training, trainers. Thank you. Stay positive. Love your life. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.